I don't know what's happening in Sweden, but the Swedes had better wake up because there is no reason for hostility and conflict with Russia. There just isn't. There is even less. The Ukraine war is largely lost. Zelensky has no chance of succeeding at all, and he knows that. That's one of the reasons that Mr. Zelensky has an estimated $1.1 billion in cash sitting in various bank accounts. I'm sure he got a private plane ready to take off at a moment's notice, and then he will retire to his various estates. He's got a $15 million estate south of Naples, Florida. He has another estate in Italy. This Ukrainian state in general is an organized crime state, and it spent most of its time stealing as much as it possibly could from the United States and Europe. The point is that the war in Ukraine is lost. And people continually ask, well, since the Russians have won and they've killed between 1.7 and 1.8 million Ukrainians, thanks in large part to our stupidity, because our senior military leaders, largely American and British, have been advising the Ukrainians, who've been only too willing to send millions of their citizens to die pointlessly in a fight they can't win in eastern Ukraine. But the point is that there's almost nothing left in terms of manpower, and the manpower that remains is trying to get out of the country or is hiding from the government. Internal polling in Ukraine, which never reaches the West, unfortunately, or if it does, it's just ignored. The internal polling says Ukrainians are overwhelmingly against this war and desperately want peace. So then the next question is, well, if the Russians have done these things that are so successful and they've taken few casualties, we estimate that compared to 1.7 to 1.8 million dead, the Russian army has sustained perhaps 120,000 dead. So that gives you some appreciation for the exchange ratio, which is not good. But the point is, if this is true, why hasn't Russia crossed in the upper river? Why haven't they marched into Kyiv? Why aren't they headed further west? Well, I think Putin understands that he is interested first and foremost in avoiding a war with the United States and NATO. And he realizes that if he were to cross that river and suddenly take the city of Kyiv, that this would reinforce the lie that somehow or another he's interested in conquering territory further west, which he's not.